Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning. Today I've got a Charvel Model 2, nice blue one, very kindly lent to me by my mate Dave, so I can do a bit of a shootout between a 1980s Kramer and a 1980s Charvel. So here we are. Before I do that, I'm going to stick it into the angle and just have a quick blast and go over it. These guitars, I'm not a Charvel expert, but as far as I know, these guitars were made in Japan, shipped over to America, and that's how Charvel got to be able to mass produce guitars as opposed to the usual custom shop method that they originally started with. Even though it says, I think it says, yeah, Fort Worth there on the neck plate, they weren't actually made in Fort Worth. I think that was just a registered office. Still a fantastic guitar, and you can't knock Japanese craftsmanship. This is a lovely piece. It's about 38 years old, so it's not in bad nick for a 38-year-old guitar. It's not all original. The trem has been replaced with a Jackson copy of a Floyd Rose. They originally came with like a Kayla, but apart from that, it's all original. So anyway, into the Engel Fireball 25. All the EQs are on 12 o'clock. The lead gain, everything's on 12 apart from the presence, which is on 9 o'clock, and the master volume's on 10, and it's on the low power setting. I'm going to keep all the settings on the amp like that and not mess with them, so when I'm comparing the guitars you can see if there's any difference between the sound from one guitar to another without actually changing the amps. Okay. Yeah, this guitar's tuned half a tone down as well. The neck's a bit wider than my Kramer, I think. It's in tune now, so I'm going to dive the bar and see if it goes out of tune. Yeah, that's not in. If I pull it back, it might come back in. Let's see how far out it is. TC Electronic Mini Polytuner. Now. Bloody hell. Everything is sharp. It's gone about. It's all over the place. Yeah. So that answers that question. Okay, I'll put it back into tune and get back to you in a minute. Okay, we're back. Guitar back in tune. Sort of. Right, the tuning stability on this is not great at all. It was all over the place when I brought the bar back up, and I think that's partly because of where the nut's placed. There's a gap between the locking nut and the actual nut on the guitar, and I think what happens is the strings get caught in between, and you have a sort of differential between the tension on this side of the nut and on that side, so it puts it miles out and it never comes back and sits exactly as it was, like it would with a Floyd Rose nut, which is basically a Floyd Rose note replaces this note there. Okay, anyway, it is what it is. Still a nice guitar though. Another thing that doesn't help this is the trem's not blocked, so you can pull it back as well. Whereas the trem on Micro Aim is blocked, so the tuning stability is like tons better. Obviously if you break a string in this, you lose your tuning as well straight away. If you break a string on a guitar with a Floyd Rose that's been blocked, so it will only dive, it won't go out of tune. So anyway, lovely sounding guitar, really ballsy. That's the original pickup in it, I think. Bit like an EMG, although I don't know if it's active, because in the old days that you'd have the battery inside the cavity plate, unlike now where they have like a separate cavity plate for the battery. Okay, we'll try it on the clean channel. Just a sec. Get my could probably do with new strings on it, but it's not my guitar, so I'm not going to change them. I'm just going to knock the clean gain down a bit because it's... This pickup's fairly hot. Anyway, that's the Charvel Model 2. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave a like and subscribe on your way out. Cheers.